is okay.
Okay. So legally, we're
Hello.
talking from a legal perspective. A lot of people have been talking online saying, oh, why is Bobrisky in jail and Cubana chief priest free? So as a lawyer, explain legally to the public.
Okay, for me to thoroughly explain, while I will give a general perspective to things, I won't be able to give thorough explanation to distinguish both cases because I don't have the full facts of the charges against Cubana chief priest. I just have a general overview. I've not been able to see the details of the charges against him. Well, but from what I can see and what I know, he pleaded not guilty. And in criminal matters, it's proved beyond any reasonable doubt. Any reason, in fact, any atom of doubt. So I guess they decided to play it safe by subjecting the whole case to full trial. And that way, the trick behind that is this. Forget the fact that, okay, there are videos showing him going around, showing him spraying money, because I believe based on the facts, the few facts flying around is the fact that he was spraying at one event in Eco Hotel.
Okay.
Now, how that spraying of money can be interpreted as naira mutilation and abuse of the naira notes is something that they want to subject to trial. So it should take
to
the
an
full
academic debate, as it is called.
Exactly, if you want to use that word, yes, to a debate to prove it that this has actually resulted in the mutilation of the naira notes. Now he could be spraying, but whether it has it is an abuse of the naira notes. Now let the full course of the law run itself. Okay. He pleaded not guilty, and that made him to have the bail that he's entitled to. And he was granted bail to the sum of 10 million. Bobrisky on the other side, for I think multiple reasons. It's not just the charges against him. I learned that there are other charges against him relating to money laundering and the rest. And some people are presuming that he had some form of plea bargain and decided to just, plead guilty. So it's not strictly speaking the same fact and scenario for Bobrisky and Cubana chief priest. So that this would influence their decision to either plead guilty or not to plead guilty. So we should look at it from that perspective that Bobrisky has a peculiar case. He does have a peculiar case.
But lawyer, don't you think if Bobrisky's lawyer had had all the facts of the deal on the table, that okay, we are dropping charges of money laundering, all the other charges, and just sticking with this naira mutilation charge and the sentence, and also have the sentence in the deal as well. If they had the sentence in the deal, that it would be 50,000. I don't know if the sentence is part of the package when it comes there's a
when it comes to very good question, please. I think we need to clear this. When it comes to plea bargain, most times, first of all, it's not practiced appropriately when it comes to practicing it in
I want
Nigeria.
to say something before she says something from a layman's perspective. The plea bargain is between the two parties, not the judge. The judge still has you cannot say if I plead guilty, they'll give me 6 months. They can give you maximum 6 months. But
yeah, it's still at the discretion of the judge. So usually the judge should still be an independent arbiter on its own. Whatever negotiation takes place between the prosecution and the defense, in fact, there are other factors, there are a lot of factors that go into plea bargaining, which is not usually practiced in the full course of itself. When you're coming to plea bargain, there are requirements that you must go through. And at the end of the day, when you have successfully bargained the case, you should present it before the judge, but the judge will still have his own full discretion. The only thing is that he could consider certain factors that you have presented. So they still just took the chance with the assumption that they will be given a lenient sentence. Oh, the option of fine is, you can't absolutely conclude that the option of fine is what will be given to you.
Yes, you are
But
not the
I
judge.
guess most people would lean towards that. Unfortunately, he was faced with something else, you know. So plea bargain is still tricky. To me, it's still evolving in Nigeria. The way we are practicing it, we are not practicing it the proper way. Because the way some people are practicing it, it seems to be promoting criminal activities, like, oh yes, I can do this and just go and plea bargain. No, that's not the motive behind plea bargaining. So I think that's a talk for another day if we want to go into the details of what should go in for plea bargain. Back to this issue, from what we can gather, Bobrisky had more issues to contend with, and he felt the best way to calm things down was to just plead guilty and, you know, be on the safer side.
Right.
For Cubana chief priest, I guess that's the only charge against him, and he wants things to go. And in a way, if we look at our criminal justice system, he's buying time. You don't know what and you know, time heals, time makes things lighter. If he wants to go through the full course of the law and go through trial, along the line, things will subpedal. We are in the heat of the moment now. Daddy Freeze, if you understand what I mean. We're in the heat of the moment. As trial is ongoing, and if they are not speeding up the trial process, they are taking their time gradually, things can happen that could result in him not being, you never know which way the decision would go anyway. So he's buying time, if you ask me. And I think his lawyers are giving him good advice. So
I agree.
everybody's still trying their
there's
luck.
A guy, I don't know, Sawyer 5, if you're a lawyer. I don't know if you're a lawyer. I like to have another lawyer's perspective. Mary UN, my lovely Mary Uchechi Nwabara. I hope I got that.
No, we didn't. Nwabara.
If you want another lawyer, I can go.
No. If the lawyer comes then, but until then, it's okay for you to wait. So, Mary, what is your take?
I mean, I didn't join on time, but I want to guess is the conversation between White Bobrisky.
Yes, let me bring you up to speed. I saw some people online saying, it's not fair. Cubana chief priest was released, Bobrisky is in prison. Why?
Bobrisky's case, I don't know what his bail conditions were, and if he was able to meet them, that could be a possibility. He probably wasn't able to meet his bail conditions, or because he's taking his plea of guilt and they're like, okay, let's just
have been sentenced to 6 months imprisonment.
Okay.
He's been sentenced
already. While Cubana chief priest pleaded not guilty and is proceeding to trial.
He's granted bail during the pendency of the trial.
Now, while we're here, since we have 2 lawyers on board, a lot of people are saying, just have money. Cubana chief priest paid 10 million.
Oh,
bail is different from fine.
Yeah.
What Bobrisky would have been asked to pay, should it have come to that, would have been a fine. Now, lawyers in the house, please explain to the people the difference between bail and a fine. Thank you very much.
Okay. So being granted bail during the course of a lawsuit is you being able to, not be detained, but still available for court trial. So, for example, there are charges against you, and you come before a court of competent jurisdiction, and they have have mandate to either detain you so that they can ensure compliance or ensure your court, they either have an opinion or based on maybe public based on the at risk of flight, decide to grant you, they can tell you to maybe bring 2 sureties, landed properties, bring some amount of money to be kept in court possession until completion of the trial. Fine, on the other hand, is a penalty. It's a case you have been found guilty of an offense, and they are sure, and they say, okay, we can let you go. You don't have to serve sentence time. You can pay this fine, or you pay retribution fee, which is also the fine. So that one is after sentencing has happened, while bail is during the course of the trial.
Yeah,
now,
to add to what
a question
said,
a lot of people are asking.
It's a form of security.
That 10 million naira that Cubana chief priest gave the court, is he going to get it back?
Yes.
It's a
if he does not
form of security. Like I was trying to add to what she has said, like the way you bring in surety as well, and the bail sum, which as they popularly call it, is a form of security to ensure your presence and attendance in court as well.
So he gets.
So let's imagine, God forbid, he gets sentenced. Is he still going to refund the bail, or then the court keeps the money?
If he gets sentenced, I think the bail money is always refunded as long as your
bail
is assured. But your bail money will always be refunded.
Okay, so guys, you need to understand the difference between
a
fine
from penalty
or a penalty and bail. If they set your bail at 500 million naira, it just means you are going to give assets worth 500 million naira to the court. You don't have to carry a bag of 500 million naira and go and give the court. No. Just give them a house in Maitama, the papers to a house in Maitama, so that you will not skip bail.
A question. I've seen cases where the bail is set, right? Take for instance, they set the bail of 10 million, but it's like a percentage of that 10 million that they actually need in. Does it have to be the entire 10 million or a percentage of the money?
It should be the entire money,
or that equates that amount.
Now let me explain what bail is.
That.
You see, these people are lawyers. They went to school, good schools. One has PhD, the other one went to my mother's school. My mother taught her, the one with glasses. But you see, let me explain what bail means to me and you that did not go to law school. It means you can go home and be coming from home. Do you understand? It's like a ransom.
Let's state it that if your bail term was not breached, if you do not breach your bail term,
yes,
yeah, if you are meant to appear in court on a certain day, you must be there. So take note, this is a form of security, so you don't breach it. So if you breach it, you don't expect to get it back because it's tied to a condition.
So you must not breach it. Now, if you must breach it, because we are human beings,
you have a procedure
on the day we in get court case. So you have to have a doctor's report. You have to have the court formally informed. Your lawyers have to be there. You understand, to inform the court that this is why our client is not in court today. You understand, and you also have to convince the judge of the accuracy of your claim. So
of course,
it's not that your client has diarrhea, then they see your client on private jets chilling. You understand what I'm saying? So there are two different cases. This session that we're hosting now is just to educate the public. So you would make informed contributions to conversations, not, chief priest get money, don't pay 10 million, you don't go. No. Bail is different from a fine. Some people are saying this. I want to interpret it from a layman's perspective and then hand over to you, lawyer, just in 2 minutes to interpret this. Some people are saying because chief priest is richer and knows more people than Bob, that is why Bob is behind bars and chief priest is walking. My response to that as a layman who's not a lawyer is simple. Bob is as influential as chief priest, or almost as influential, or they'll be within the same brackets. And Bob is also quite wealthy. I'm sure if they told Bobrisky to bring 100 million, and if he brings 100 million, he will go home. He will find that 100 million. It will not be too hard for him to find. But you see, the difference is not their influence, not their finances. It's because one agreed that he did something wrong, while the other did not agree that he did anything wrong. So the onus is now on those who are to prove that chief priest is wrong. Now they can now go ahead and have a session in court and show that yes, he was actually wrong. While Bobrisky, any person who won't buy, don't see person who won't bury person. So it is more or less an open and shut case. Am I right? Am I wrong? Lawyers, over to you.
You're right. So basically, Bob has simplified the trial process. He's not wasting taxpayers' money. He's not wasting the court's time. So the court can just give speedy judgment in that situation. But chief priest has decided to go through the hog of trial, wasting the court's time, wasting court taxpayers' money, whatever the case may be. So the onus is now on the prosecution to prove that case beyond reasonable doubt by producing evidence, video evidence, written evidence, whatever picture evidence that chief priest in fact, defaced the naira. So now chief priest doesn't have to do it. All he has to do is just come to court and keep quiet. The prosecution will plead their case, and after everything, the court will decide, okay, I find you guilty, or I allow you to go based on the insufficient evidence before this honorable court. So that's how it works.
Okay, to add to what my learned colleague has said, on the side of chief priest and undergoing the full halls of the law, presenting the evidence is another. People could ask, oh, we concluded Bobrisky's case so fast, so swiftly. That's because he pleaded guilty. So there was nothing to prove. Now, when it comes to proving a criminal in criminal trial, it's proved beyond reasonable doubt, like I've earlier mentioned. Evidence that are being tendered, admissibility of those evidence is another thing that could,
relevant.
The relevance of those evidence, the admissibility. If you are presenting picture or video evidence, who can present those evidence? Is it the right that would make the evidence admissible in that trial? So when you see that the trial start taking longer than people, maybe the general public would expect, is because there's a process, and this process must take its course. So of course it will require a lot of expenses on the part of the prosecution, because they are the ones alleging, they are the ones that would first. So basically, we should be ready for a full trial, and that full trial would involve a whole lot beyond what we expect. So when it starts taking time, we should look at admission of evidence, the witnesses that would come and testify, and a whole lot of things that are involved in full trial. So this might take a longer time than we expect compared to Bobrisky's case.
Bobrisky, I don't know if he had a lawyer or he self-represented.
He sure did. He did. Yeah, he did. His lawyer spoke, and like I said, he has his own choice, and there's nothing wrong in pleading guilty if you know you were guilty. So
there's nothing wrong with that, but we all know the law is an ass. So it can
the law is an ass. You can turn it whichever way you want, but this case, like I said, there are other factors, underlying factors that he probably considered.
And to play devil's advocate, there was no, it was the first case of naira mutilation actually going to trial, right? So the lawyer probably...
Speaking, I wouldn't know if that's the first case. You need to research that. That might be the first case that went viral.
Yeah, first public case. So yeah, I think the lawyer just played it, assume that it won't amount to anything and not.
Yeah, I would really like to be careful. I don't really like the way some people are kind of trolling Bobrisky's lawyer or giving comments to question his competence.
Yes,
I don't really like
also
that
don't
because,
like that too.
yeah, like it's saying
You
it's a
see,
BSc lawyer and
somebody
all
went
those
to
things.
study law for 6 years in a university. You don't know the merits of the case.
Exactly.
You don't
Exactly.
know. Baba, what if there was a possibility of a 20-year jail term for money laundering being dangled like this?
Exactly.
Right.
You understand? So I would never blame Bobrisky's lawyer. I will not say he's not qualified. No. You understand? I would not blame Bobrisky's lawyer for anything. You don't know what was dangled before them. Do you understand? Maybe, you see, if I'll blame anyone, I'll blame Bobrisky.
Why?
Because Bobrisky made a statement when he was quarreling with Portable. He said, nobody feel lock him. You know, he has that larger than life, not anybody go do me. Even though not bragging, not play. There are some messages that a lawyer, someone can send to a lawyer on WhatsApp, or sorry, a judge on WhatsApp. Do you understand? They can play that message in court during the trial and say, look at the person that you are talking about. Look at what he's saying. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Because the essence of a cross-examination, by my understanding, is to paint the witness as an incredible witness. If I can establish that Mary Yoon is not a trustworthy witness, I have more or less won the case, because any claim she or her lawyer makes will now look shady. You also need to understand that although the justice system is blind, the judge is not. And if you give somebody the discretion to take a decision, sometimes they want to teach a lesson. Cubana chief priest fights less people, is more loved. He's just a cute guy that everybody loves. You know, he will go to the blogs DM, he will share money. He's a lovable guy. Bob, on the other hand, is a good guy too. You'll be amazed at the kind of amazing things Bob has done. Bob, Harry Song's wife, Bob was among the people that helped that woman. Bob even chatted me up over Harry Song's wife. So, but you see, the problem is, you also need to understand that an impression is being created. All of us have that problem. So you have to be careful of the impression you are creating of yourself. Because when the time comes that somebody has to make a decision over you, and it is their prerogative to make a decision, how you appear, what you say, the things you say in public can all count against you. So I will not blame Bobrisky's lawyer. We were not there, we're not part of the trial, and may we not see case where go make you look like say you know sabi your work. Because you get the kind of case where go make you look like say you know sabi the work. Meanwhile, no be you. On the other hand, Cubana chief priest decided to go the route of a trial. Like the lawyer suggested, maybe they had a little less on him. So that is easier. And sometimes, even if they have more, I was explaining to Bongoli that day when Bongoli was saying, if they hold you, everything they hold against you must be proven. You will go back and forth.
Beyond reasonable doubt.
Beyond
any atom of doubt. Any atom of doubt.
So you will go back and forth, and of course, none of them is going to hire Bekelemes lawyers. They are going to be sans, they are going to use all sorts of technicalities, they are going to use all sorts of... So law is not open and closed. And because a lawyer won a case does not mean the lawyer is a liar. He just means he understood the case well, understood the legal system well, and was able to maneuver the case in such a way that technically his client, whether it's the prosecuting lawyer or the defendant's lawyer, they were able to establish their case properly. You need to understand that all of you that are judging this case on social media, some of you do not have school certs. No.
This lawyer feels very...
Some of you bribed your way through university. Some of you spent more time in church praying than actually reading. I should not be addressing this case at all. There's really nothing to address. One person say guilty, the other person say not guilty. Do I need to spend 47 minutes, bring 2 lawyers to explain to you? Do you know why I have to do it? Because you are not Greek go school. If I say all of you start to speak in tongues now, you will hear different. Some go give them beats, they go speak in tongues. Some people go speak in tongues, they go from octave to octave.
Lawyers, let me ask you a question.
Like this, they don't know.
Also, doesn't intent, apart from the evidence presented, intent also has to be proven, correct? The intent behind the crime.
Intent, not in this case. I don't think. Lawyers, over to you.
Sorry, can I get your question one more time, please?
I'm saying, apart from the evidence presented, doesn't intent also have to be proven? Like, I did not intend to kill Naira, right?
Yeah. Okay, so for the major ingredients of any offense is the mental intent and the action itself, which is mens rea and actus rea. So it has to be an intent, and there has to be the action itself. They have video evidence. They have to prove the mental intent. Any form of doubt is resolved in favor of the accused. So Chief Priest has the possibility to walk free completely or not. Any single doubt is resolved in favor of Chief Priest and not the person who is alleging, who must prove, right?
So I'm right? Intent has to be proven.
have a point there. You have a point with proving mental intention, because it's a combination of both, like my colleague said, actus reus and mens rea. But the mental intention is a bit tricky, because that could be proven through, that could be reflected in your actions as well. If you don't intend to carry out something, you wouldn't have walked towards it. So your mental intention could be associated with the process with which you have gathered the money, get your notes, arranged it, organize it, come to that place. All shows that you are working towards achieving an aim. So that could be traced to your mental intention. Now, your mental intention to spray. Now, whether you have a mental intention, to actually mutilate the Naira, is another question.
Which is the charge?
Whether you have a mental intention to abuse the Naira is another. That's why I said, that's like she said, it's the law is an ass. So he's trying his luck, and he could go either ways based on facts and evidence that could prove actions and intentions.
The charge might not even be 1. It might be 5. They'll just tell you that you, and so we discuss this sprayed Naira notes and cost so and so to be that you cause the Naira to be, they will put like this. So anywhere you took it, they owe you. That's the So they'll put like, bogus charges, like maybe 10 charges against you, and then you have to start dealing with it.
So you have a major point.
Sorry?
Anyway, guys, this is as far as we can go on this
you raised the major point, the mental intent. Nice one.
Nice one, Tolu Honeyco. I have smart people following me. So that's as far as we can go. Thank you so much, my lawyers. Thank you so much, Mary Yoon, and thank you so much, Sarah Sani. Sarah Sani has PhD in law. I always like to celebrate that. She's a particularly smart lady. While Mary Yoon finished a law degree with first class, not 2-1 senior brother.
Awesome.
So as far as I'm concerned, these are 2 of the most brilliant female lawyers you can find around. You can reach them in their DMs if you have any legal matters that you want them to attend to, of course, for a fee. Please don't look for, they don't want to marry. They're not looking for a husband. They're looking for work. Hey, Mary, Sarah, you will not find my husband on social media. Social media husband is not what I want for any of you. Voila, go. We never finish Quora video.
I tell you.
If you don't
Please.
address it, so come too.
We've addressed it, and I'm going to come back and address it more. I've got to run. Thank you so much, ladies. Mrs. Linda, I see you in the comment section. You guys know pop my money gun. You enjoy lawyer. You think say to get this kind of law degree, they free. But yeah, bye guys. Thank you. Thank you, Tolu. Thank you, everyone. I see you. Thank you. Ada Blessing, if you want. Thank you, Sama Baby. I see all of you. Made my yo. God bless you all. Take care.